Here are 5 stupid things I've noticed since last time. Ben Carson tries to out-Trump Donald Trump. These last few weeks, Ben Carson has been pushing to close the gap between himself and Donald Trump by showing potential Republican primary voters that he can be just as bigoted and proudly ignorant as the frontrunner. More even. Recently, Carson has said that he would not be comfortable with a Muslim being president, suggested that victims of mass shootings would be better off if they didn't just stand around waiting to get shot, and restated his rejection of human-driven climate change and evolutionary biology. I don't know what's more alarming, knowing that Carson, a renowned physician, holds these views, or imagining how much more obnoxiously awful Donald Trump is preparing to get in response. Jim Webb throws a sulk during Democratic debate. The Democrats had their first presidential primary debate last week, and the contrast between it and the Republican debates was striking. Serious, cordial, centered on pertinent issues. Well, mostly. There was also Jim Webb pouting about how nobody was paying enough attention to him. And look, I can sympathize to a point. Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton were breathing most of the oxygen on that stage. But Jim, nobody told you to run for president the same year as Hillary Clinton, dude. And maybe if you spent less time bellyaching about your time, you'd have more time to talk about other stuff. Like how you oppose diversity programs that include all people of color, or how you don't think white privilege is a thing. Hey, speaking of racism, let's flip back over to the Republicans. Mike Huckabee tweets racist joke during Democratic debate. Perhaps frustrated with the lack of racism on display, Jim Webb notwithstanding, Mike Huckabee tweeted during the Democratic debate that he would trust Bernie Sanders with his tax dollars about as much as he would trust a North Korean chef with his Labrador. Ho ho ho! The problem is that while many in North Korea and South Korea do eat dog meat, there are also many who don't, and who in fact speak out against that practice, making this nothing more than an ugly, bigoted stereotype. And besides, Mike, we both know that you don't need to be Korean in order to do harm to a dog, don't we? Just ask your fucking youngest son. Bill O'Reilly likens Black Lives Matter to Ku Klux Klan. Because of course he does. Last week on the O'Reilly Factor, Bill O'Reilly said that if Black Lives Matter fails to repudiate the violent anti-police rhetoric of some associated with the movement, then it is no different than the Ku Klux Klan. Of course, Black Lives Matter was started by people who are actually marginalized and threatened by powerful institutions in our society. Not only are those calling for violence outliers, the essential mission of the movement is valid. Statistically speaking, black folks are treated worse by police and the criminal justice system than white folks. It's a real problem that demands a real solution. The Klan, on the other hand, was founded by the racially privileged for the purpose of attacking and intimidating the underprivileged who were seeking equality. You see the difference, Bill? While I have your attention, here's something else I wanted to show you. Nobody wants to be the new Speaker of the House. It's been weeks since John Boehner announced his intention to step down as Speaker of the House of Representatives, and we still have no clear idea who might succeed him. And that's mostly because none of the obvious successors seem to want to go anywhere near that job. We're talking about a post that puts you 2 steps away from the presidency of the United States in the line of succession, one of the most powerful and influential political jobs in the country, if not the entire world. And so far, the most common response from potential candidates for that job has been, oh, not it. That job must suck. Although, I guess I should have known that. Remember, here's what Boehner looked like 5 years ago when he first got the job, and here's what he looked like a few weeks ago when he knew he was leaving soon. Look how happy he is. The hardest part is only picking 5. Catch you next time.